Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Good night, wherever you might be when you watch this video. I have today with me Mr. Richard, and we're going to try our best to get the thoughts that he uses in order to become successful in this competitive world. Okay. Hi, Mr. Richard. Thank you for having me on your boat.
Pleasure.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a IT contractor. So Microsoft orientated. Been doing it for 20, 30 years. So yeah, that's what I do. I work in, like I said, Microsoft technology. Going from different contracts to wherever. Over the years, I've had a lot of experience in different industries, different environments. Does it make you successful? Yes, it does, in the fact that you have a lot of experience. There's a lot of kids coming out of college. They understand. They understand. They've been to college and they know the educational side of being a computer programmer, but they don't have the experience. Coming into a place, looking at a problem and saying, yeah, I can see that's where the problem is. This is how you solve it, which is basically what I do for a living. So worked across all industries, not necessarily financial, but manufacturing, anything, finance, any of those environments.
You mentioned that you're a contractor. Now, could you break down what's the role of a contractor? Are you a business owner? Are you an employee?
Technically, I'm a business owner because contractors, this is where the UK has gone toes up, because previously contractors, we were limited companies, limited liability, had to pay our insurance and everything like that. Now, with the government's IR35 rules, I'm not necessarily a contractor these days. I have to work inside IR35, so I work for the government at the moment, and so I'm technically an employee under an umbrella company. So the umbrella company takes a cut out of me. So an agency hires me.
Good.
An agency finds me,
Good.
then sells me to the client.
Good.
In my case, it's actually a consultancy who then sells me to the government. And so there's 2 points of people taking a cut out of me. And so when it comes down to me, it's actually it's shit. Contracting years ago used to be really good. We have our own companies, limited company. I charge a client £500 a day, and I would get that £500 a day. Now I have to charge £700 a day because of everybody taking a cut out of me. So it's not so good, because the agency does it, the government does this IR35 thing, and I'm now on a normal salary. Well, it's a good salary, but it's not the same thing. So it's not a success story if that's what you're after. It's I live on a boat because I love living on a boat. I didn't buy the boat because I can't afford a house. I just love nature and stuff like that. That's why I live on a boat.
Okay. How many years have you been living on this boat?
I had this built 8
You had
years
it
ago.
built.
Yeah, this boat was built from scratch.
Okay.
Designed and everything.
Okay.
This is raw steel. So everything in there, it's not like a normal boat. You see the hammock on the bow. It's not a normal boat at all.
How much does it cost you to maintain this boat on a monthly basis?
Monthly basis.
Or yearly? Say let's go yearly.
Maintaining it now because everything's sorted. I don't know. When you say maintain it, what is okay?
Changing the oil, fixing things if it's break, maybe the water, the heater and stuff.
Those don't generally break that much. So I mean, the cost of living on a boat is cheaper. Here, I suppose I spend at this location £15 a week for £50 a day for a mooring. In a marina, I'll spend about £700-800 a month in a marina. That's how much it costs to live in a marina. Electric, £20 a week. So cost of living, it is cheaper in a way. It is cheaper, but that's not the reason why I did it. It's
how much does the boat cost? If you were to sell it now, how much would
this boat would be about 240,000.
That's good. That's good.
No, I'm not selling it. I built it to live on it. It's like, this is not a boat that I built and stuff. This is a very teched up boat. I mean, you see the Skylink, it's got a satellite there, and that inside there's the technology. You're sitting on 18 batteries.
Okay.
So this thing is a hybrid boat.
Okay.
So it runs on electric, silent running. It's beautiful to drive. And now I've got the rib there. I can take it out wherever I.
Can you travel with this to, say, India, international waters?
No, no. I could get across the channel.
Channel, like which channel?
As in the English channel.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can go across the English channel, but I would need a pilot to do that, as in a boat pilot, because you need special skills to go across the channel, because it's open waters, it's a sea. But yeah, I could get across the channel, go into France and go wherever, but I wouldn't do. It's not the thing that you would do.
Let's go back 20 years ago when you started your contracting. What could you have done better in order to get a better result today?
I don't consider I haven't got a better result. I'm successful. I'm a very sought after contractor. My last contracts, I'm the best programmer they work with. That's the sort of thing I get. I'm happy. I'm content. It's I got my dog. I don't want to go further. The thing is, I used to be a technical manager years ago. I could have progressed further, but I see them working all the hours that come. And you're out here doing this on a Sunday for your thing. You may enjoy it. I don't know if you do or not, but
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Meeting people.
But for me, I do my work, and then I don't want to be worrying about it in the evening. I come back and that's it. I'm chilled. I'm taking my dog out. I go to the pub and have a few beers. I'm chilled. When I go to work, I work properly. But I'll do that 9 to 5. Employees tend to, they burn out. They're living their job. Like I say, I was a technical manager. I was spending hours. I was doing like 24, 36-hour days, just constantly working. I wasn't getting any sleep and all that sort of stuff. Now, it's completely chilled. I can do this. Like I say, I'm working with the government, so it's really easy. I get 7.5 hours a day that I'm meant to work, and nobody cares if you do it or don't. It's really easy. It's just like, it's a piece of piss. So, but sometimes I get contracts which is private sector. Then I have to work, but I won't do, because I'm a contractor. I won't work beyond the hours I'm meant to. If it doesn't get done, then that's it. But that's because I've been doing it for years. How old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, so I thought you were a little bit younger. I thought you were a lot younger. But
how much?
I thought you were about, maybe in your 30s or something like that. But
1986.
yeah, I would have. Okay, so I would have. But you get the kids coming in, and they'll come into a contract, and they will be doing 12-hour, 13, 15-hour days just to try and get the thing done. Nobody appreciates you. At the end of the day, you will get chopped. As soon as the contract's finished, if they don't need you, if you're, it doesn't matter if you do those sort of times. It's all about quality of work. I'm good at what I do. I only need to work a certain amount of time. It gets done. Don't push any more onto me, because it's not going to be quality of work. You can't overwork. If you push more work onto me, it's not going to be any better.
Good.
It's about the quality of time. I've focused on that. That's it. I'm done with that. So don't burn the machine up. That's what a lot of people they think that they can pile work onto people and they're going to get more work out of them. They don't. They burn out. And I I'm very aware of that, so I decided not to burn out, which is why I do this shit.
Okay. They say you should never mix business with pleasure. Do you believe in that?
No, I shag everything. I'm a complete tart. Why do you think I live on a boat?
Okay. That kills the other question I wanted for you. But anyway, okay. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I think we already figured that one out.
Extrovert.
Yeah, pretty much.
Completely,
yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, I enjoy life. I don't want to be burning out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I live on a boat, and it's a great chat up line, and I play.
Do you invest? Do you believe in investing in growth?
Not really. Well, investment in companies and stuff like that. I don't have.
But in your skills for 20 years, you had to invest to a certain degree in order to get this experience, right? And the education to be at your level in contracting.
No, not at all. I left school with nothing. I'm a 16-year-old. Yeah, I left school. My investment was I wanted a job. You know, I'm not qualified. I didn't go to university. No university, nothing like that. Technically, I was a gamekeeper when I left school. So, but I wanted to get a job. I didn't like doing the gamekeeping because it wasn't so good. And my friends they went to this iTech, which is basically like a college. And I discovered that I'm really dyslexic. So, and I discovered that I quite enjoyed it. Computer programming and stuff like that. And that's where I was like, okay, well, I enjoy this. I'll go and get a job. So I banged on doors. I knocked on doors.
The traditional way, huh?
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. I said, I want a job. And I knocked on the door and I went in there. None of this internet rubbish. I knocked on the door and said, hey, pretty much like you, can I interview you?
Yes.
You know, I knocked on the door and I said, give me a job. I will try and do it. Give me bottom of the rung. And I did that. I worked for one company. I then worked for another company. I was treated like shit. I was doing long hours, and that was the thing that I was doing. But I knew that there was a end game that I would be good. And I then got a job. There was a job came up in Farnborough, I think it was, and I was a friend of mine said, apply for it. And I did, and they absolutely slapped my hand off. I didn't realise how good I was at what I did. And I became a guru of the language which I worked in, and that was great. Unfortunately, I joined the company, they got bought out, and then I became... a few of them went off, and they did become millionaires, which is the people that you should be talking to, but
you could hook me up with them.
They went off, and but then they weren't happy. They weren't happy people. You know, I was the one who was always enjoying my life, and we always kept in contact. We still are in contact, but they're the multimillionaires, and they're not happy. I've always been happy. I've always enjoyed life. I've never saved and gone into investments and all that sort of bollocks. No, fuck that. I'll live it. I'll live the life. I didn't realise I was going to survive this long, to be honest. I'm 55.
Okay.
And I thought I'll be dead by now. But unfortunately, I'm still going. So I'm still living a life. I'm living the dream. I'm enjoying life.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah. Bit of a tricky one. I had a couple of accidents, and technically I've been clinically dead, and there's no light. I don't know if there is, so I'm on the fence about it these days.
Okay, if you were to go back sometime in life, and the same customers you had before approached you.
Customers
Customers the people like you worked for, because you're a contractor.
Yeah.
What advice would you give those people back in the days?
The customers.
Yes, the customers. Because you're a contractor, right?
Yeah.
You have people coming. You work for.
I work for them. They come to me with a requirement.
Yes, requirement. Okay. What advice would you give to them, looking back at what you have gone through over the years? Advice in terms of how they should approach you, what they should think about your skills as a tech guy?
Interesting one. Interesting. I don't.
Or what,
I don't know what advice I'll give.
Mindset be before approaching you to complete a job that they have.
I think their mindsets has always been fine. To be honest, it's that people approach me with a problem. It's not a matter of how they should approach me. They approach me with a problem. It's up to me, and that's what my skill is, to understand what their problem is. So there is no difference of how they would approach me. I mean, my skill is understanding what their problem is
and how to fix it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How to create a solution to whatever they're doing. So there is no advice. More information is always required, but that's always the same on any subject matter. You need more information. You can't produce something. Everything goes through iterations. You're not a computer program, but everything is iterative. Everything is iterative. So you come up and say, "Well, I've got this problem. I want you to solve it." We solve it, and they go, "That's probably what I wasn't visualizing," which is always a way. And the thing is like, as a developer, you don't get offended by that, because nobody ever knows what they want. They have a vision, and it's up to me to deliver on that, but it will never be the pure vision that they've actually wanted in the first place, which is why you have iterations of it. So I mean that's basically how what I do works. Is all iterative. I don't know if you're aware of Scrum and that. Scrum. What's that? It's a development methodology. It's iterative development, but that's basically what we do. Everything is iterative, and that's what we do. So everything changes. So there's no advice in that respect of my customers. How would you do that? It doesn't matter. The best thing is that they have actually made that action in the first place to say, I want to do something. And then they come to the likes of me, and then we deliver it. And if they're happy, then it keeps on going, and then you can then evolve it, because you could never think that your vision is actually going to be what you get at the end of the day. It's always going to progress and go through iterations.
Okay, how do you keep a customer retention?
I don't have customers in that respect.
Or your actions, what you do,
how do I maintain a contract?
Yes, how do you maintain a contract?
I do the job. I just do what's required.
That's it.
Yeah.
And they come back to you.
Well, they don't come back
to the government, and the government come back to you.
Sometimes you get repeat business, sometimes you don't. Doesn't necessarily work like that. The contract finishes, people change around. I mean, very rarely do you get the same agency hiring you, because it doesn't necessarily work like that. I mean, I just go on LinkedIn or whatever, and I'm on there. People hire me, and I've got a good reputation, so another agency or another recruiter will see me on there. I'll get a new job somewhere else. You don't necessarily work for the same place very often. Very rarely happens like that, because the alignment of when you're out of contract and when you're available, they're not in the right alignment. So that very rarely happens. But I would say over the past 20 years, maybe 4 times that's happened where I've gone back to the same client, because I'm never available. As soon as I'm out of the market, I'm always taken back up by somebody else.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, it is.
So you're always making money then, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I spend it like hell, but I make money, but I spend it a lot.
Oh, you spend it a lot. Have you ever thought of investing this cash?
Maybe
in stocks or forex or?
Yeah, I did that, and I lost. I'm shit at money. I lost an awful lot. I tried investing it.
Likewise, I invested a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not into that now. and I got burnt big time. I've literally just recovered. So
Financially, yeah?
yeah. So yeah, I own HMRC, shitloads of money. So yeah, I haven't got disposable income to go into investments.
No, correct.
Yeah. And in the future, yeah, I would just go on and get an investor.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years as a
Dead.
Come on, you're successful. What do you want to be dead? Come on.
Because there is a burnout time. I like partying. I like doing all that. I don't see myself in 10 years surviving. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. This is my team. This is my team. I don't see that.
Okay.
If I am, then fuck. Technology's moving on. AI is coming in. I could be out of a job, so I could be a bum walking down a pathway.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Or you can come and join my team where we go and interview people.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, any final words would you like to say to young contractors coming into the market? What their mindset should be? How they should approach the government for jobs? How anything?
You don't approach anything. All you got to do is have a good CV. All you got to do is have a good CV. You got to have experience. That's all you got to have. But unfortunately, a young contractor isn't going to have it. So respect the people who've been there and listen to what they say, because unfortunately, a lot of people who come in nowadays, they don't listen. They don't realise and appreciate that we have actually got 20, 30 years of experience, and AI is not going to solve that. That's the only thing.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your upcoming contracts.
Thank you very much.
And yeah. Thank you. If you have not subscribed, do not forget to subscribe, like the video, comment below, and let's keep it moving. Bye.